Right, we also tomorrow night, ladies' night.
Oh, ladies' night.
Ladies' night
hear them
tomorrow at
telling
7.
I had an emergency with my parents, guys.
Good.
Exactly. Don't interrupt me.
what I want.
If you have to get fun for sure, I'm good. Hey!
At Rooted in Rights, our videos are about people with disabilities. But that phrase means different things to different people. Because everyone
So we are
defines
inside.
disabilities differently.
We'll
Sometimes
talk
people are put into
about-
categories. People can have physical, intellectual, and developmental disabilities, deafness and hearing impairments, blindness and vision impairments, symptoms or effects from a chronic condition, mental illness and traumatic brain injury, and that just scratches the surface. And some people don't identify as having disabilities at all. And sometimes having a disability is less about how different you are and more about how differently other people treat you.
Although disabilities can set certain limitations, the biggest limitation is attitudes and prejudice.
People who have mental illness or have been diagnosed, we've been portrayed very negatively and very poorly in the media.
We're just like anyone else, human beings. I don't want to be perfect, but I want to be a person where I have a voice.
Too often, people only focus on the disability. Maybe that's the problem with this whole video. We've been defining disabilities the whole time, when all we needed to do is define people. People come in all shapes and sizes and abilities. No categories necessary. Find more videos at Rooted in Rights.
Yes. So tonight, people, the topic of the hour is, will you date someone with a disability? Now, this is a very, a deep, a serious, you really have to put thought into it before you answer. Some persons may know their answer right away. Some persons may say, let me think about it. Some may say it all depends on the situation. So, we have, as usual, on the inside, Abby representing the UK, and we have Sonali as well. And Kyla did say she's not missing it tonight. Right? She said she can't miss this one. You know, her being a person with a disability, you know, she's really looking forward to hearing what, you know, everybody has to say. And I don't know if especially on the men's side, she want to hear from the men as well. Right? So disability, cerebral palsy, and with cerebral palsy may come some intellectual disability as well, right? So you may have some challenges in that area because it affects the brain, right? So, will you people date someone with a disability? So we had a real short to the point video when we started off. You all saw how short it was. We mentioned, you know, the main categories, right? So, Sonali, will you date someone with a disability?
I am not too sure. Honestly and truly, I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure.
Maybe
All
a
right.
physical disability. But honestly, I'm not too sure. I don't know.
Okay. Abby.
I don't know. I would say it depends. I wouldn't deliberately go into a relationship with someone who's disabled where I'm gonna be the one who doing the physical work. Because I don't think anybody would want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who's disabled where you may have to do personal care and you know those kind of stuff. I don't think so. Now if we
Right.
are in a relationship and then you become disabled, then you know I may or may not stick around. It depends on the connection. But to deliberately go into one, I'm
Okay.
not sure about that. Yeah. I'm too sure.
All right. So, all right. So the ladies tonight, they are saying they are not too sure, right? Maybe if it is they're already in a relationship with someone and they acquire disability. So in this case, we're more talking maybe a physical disability. Now, persons can acquire deafness, blindness. Some persons just may not be able to walk again because of an accident, right? It has so many things that can happen, right? Now, some person may say, well, if it is the person maybe becomes deaf or they lose their voice, they may not be able to speak anymore, or let us say the person go blind. Some may say, well, okay, no problem, right? Now, it come like you're going to get a baby again, right? Just letting you all know. So some people might say, well, okay, if the person acquires. So Abby was just very honest. Maybe she will figure out, maybe not. It depends on the connection, right? So some persons may say, yeah, I'm going to stick around, get to understand what it comes with the work that they may need to put in. They will become a caretaker, basically. You're going to become a caretaker, right? Sometimes persons may lose their sexual functions, right? And some persons really don't want to stick around because they're in need of meeting their sexual needs and desires, right? So everybody joining us on the live, the topic is, will you date? So date, meaning you meet the person with a disability. Will you date someone with a disability? So right now we are touching on, yes, we are already in a relationship. It is well established. We have some years inside, maybe married or whatever. We are talking about you meet someone with a disability. Now, as we see, there are different types of disabilities falling under different categories. So we have learning disabilities. And some persons may not realize that a person has a learning disability or an intellectual, right? Now, it all depends on the severity of it. So this month, we know is Autism Awareness Month. Now, some person may refer to some with autism as high functioning. So they're able to hold a conversation really well, right? They may have some sort of socialization, right? So you may not even know, or they may have ADHD. So they're just, their attention span is right. And ADHD or ADD is considered a disability. So it's like, will you date someone with ADD or ADHD? Will you, Abby?
That's a whole nother mental stress.
Sonali, because remember, it's variant types, right? It may not necessarily affect the person too much. They may be able to function really well in society. So, will you date someone with ADD or ADHD?
I guess it will be on the level. It depends on the severity of it, because that one you could learn. I guess you could learn, but it depends on the severity and level of the ADHD and ADD. Because honestly speaking, I had an ex who mother used to be like, I wonder if my son had ADHD or ADD. She used to like blatantly say it out loud, because certain simple stuff that, she used to be like, oh, you can't get that. And everybody else and all the siblings, everything used to get it so easy and so forth. But it depends on the level, I guess.
Yeah. I really think
even simple stuff like maybe dyslexia as well. Maybe dyslexia. Maybe.
You can let that
maybe
slide.
A person with dyslexia. I could let dyslexia
handle
slide.
that. Right. So it has
I can
certain
handle
things
that because I just tell people I dyslexic in math. So
yeah, the calculator. Yeah, it has so much different things, right? Good night, Andy. Right. So he's saying good night, everyone. So we get the first lady tonight. Right. So we have, so yes, so there are intellectual disabilities, learning disabilities. So Sonali just said she will maybe let this Lexia slide, maybe a dyscalculia, dysgraphia, because you know we have so many this, that. Right? Yeah, that one some people may like, okay, but what about a mental disorder?
That is a
Someone who has bipolar or schizophrenia.
I don't know about that one.
Will you? No, let me tell you all. Lion.
Everybody has.
I agree with Lion. Everybody bipolar. Everybody bipolar.
No, he said what? He said woman. He didn't say man, you know. He said woman.
All people. Well, I include all people bipolar. So that's everything. That one shouldn't count. Bipolar shouldn't count.
So big up everybody in the live, man. And you know the ladies, you know me. You know I commented with them, you know, because in the end,
devil advocate.
In the end, a woman don't want a broken man. And I realized this many millennia ago now, that if you're good, a good working man, you have a chance. But if you're broken, and when I say broken, I mean you have a half a hand, you have one leg. Ladies is not approaching it. You see, we will come and you say, maybe, and you big up yourself, you know, I come with my soul there. Right? We will come on the live and we will say, maybe, and I don't know, according to the circumstance, those are politically correct answers. This is not truth. So I will always come now and they will say, I am always in trouble. But it's not true. Women, and they have I want you all to test me tonight. Women are talking all women is not going to leave and tackle a man with one hand. He could be the best person in the world, or a man with one foot. All you're leaving all your section and going across daddy, because you see that the thing, you know. So man, you're looking nice today, you know. Yeah, in his DMs, sending him no nice talk. You catch what I'm saying? Yeah? And I want any woman really to contest me tonight. I want you to be honest. And you see, in this life, we want honesty and not political correctness. I have never seen a lady make an advance, and I have felt male friends who disabled. I have male friends who lost a hand in an accident in the estate, lost a foot, lost 4 other fingers, and they are not. And they're not, women don't just come at them and preposition them. I like when you're looking today with that one leg and me, you know what I mean? Men, the turn a blind eye to the community. You will see regular quote-unquote men with females who have a disability more than you would see a female literally pursuing a male that have a disability.
But don't male be the chaser? How often woman will be the chaser? Did I say that right?
These days the women are hunted. These days the women are stepping up and making the advances. So Lion is speaking from now. Not back in the days when ladies will keep their eyes down and they ain't looking the man in his eyes. Now, ladies, they are going out. There are, so some of you may say depends on the severity of the disability. Abby mentioned if it is she has to be a caretaker, but she might have to lift the person, clean the person, all these different things. She wouldn't be signing up for that, right? Now, it have some persons who may use a wheelchair or who may use crutches, so any type of aid because of their physical disability, they are very much capable of taking care of themselves. They bathe themselves, they feed themselves, they cook, they wash, they clean, right? There are persons with physical disabilities who are very much capable, right? And then we have the visual impairment. So will you have to think about somebody with a visual impairment, or total blindness? Do you think that you meet, now remember you're meeting the person this way, right? So do you think that you will give a visually impaired or a blind person a chance?
I heard of I've met a woman that is married to a visually impaired guy, and they seem fine. I never had any experience where they approach me or we just happen to have a conversation out of the blue, like if I sit next to him unaware that he is blind, or I've never experienced it. I've never seen anyone who so that's why I would say we don't know, we're not sure, because we haven't been we haven't been into that environment to say that yeah, definitely, or hell no. You know what I mean? At least for me.
Now, what I want people to know as well is that not because the man or the woman may be blind means that they're going to have a blind or visually impaired child, right? So some person might say, I'm not going to take that chance. Next thing you know, the child, born with a speech or hearing impairments. Good evening, Kanto. Good evening. Right? So some persons, they are afraid of, if their offspring may have born with a disability. Yeah, some are very. So it's at least on the inside. I'm seeing these are not faces. Right? So what about the deaf? And do you think that you'll be able to have a relationship with someone who is deaf or has a speech impairment?
I think I would take advantage of that situation. No, I mean, in the earlies, I may take advantage, say things where he behind his back, without where he could read my lips and just say what I want to say when I want to say, and he can't hear me. I would take advantage in that aspect. But then it's going to be fun learning sign language, and so yeah, I think I could see myself going along that road. How long? I don't know, because with the communication barrier, it may cause a problem or it may not. So it all depends. But I would see myself getting into learning sign language, and it's gonna be fun. But would it last? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Sonali.
Kind of like Abby too, may take advantage of it, especially like if you do something and you get a vex, and I don't want you reading my mouth, my lips, or anything for what I say. Maybe take advantage of it, but
or the facial expression.
I can hide, so that's a That's a downfall there. That's I can't hide.
Because
But
they are very much good at the facial expressions.
well, but too bad to sad. I can't hide my facial expression. That's very open. But to learn the sign language, yeah. In terms of deafness, I don't know. It's custom with family members, also hard of hearing, going to school with people who are partially deaf or deaf in one ear or something, things like that, and certain things they have to sign for or not. But that one maybe. But I had to put my mind to say, okay, do I really want to go down this road? Because you have to learn a new skill. Do I really want to learn this new skill? Because sometimes you could say going into it, and when it's time to learn this skill, it's like, nah, boy, they're not for me.
And arguments going to be really funny.
Right.
Yes, actually, true. Arguments will be really, really funny, especially for even those who are blind and and seeing impairments. And the arguments will really, really be funny.
I don't know if you would be able to take it serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Trust me, you will. Because you are actually now in a relationship, and if it is serious, then you go have nothing funny about it. Like, really. Right?
Petty does bring out funny, eh? Petty do bring out funny.
Yeah.
So some persons
trying to
who have
argue with you.
visual impairments or hearing impairments. Yeah. So some persons. So we know one of our team members has a visual impairment, and we have quite a number of persons with physical disabilities, right? So hopefully Kyla will be able to join us back on the inside soon. I'm leaving it up to somebody else. So if it is the one, they could share their experience as well, right? I'm not calling any names, right? Because I don't think the person ever mentioned it to anybody. So anybody who's willing to share, if it is you have a disability, how is it a challenge for you to get into a relationship with someone? What are your experiences like? Right now, it has some. Well, for me, I just say that persons who are deaf do get through, right? Because as it's sometimes it's only when it is time to communicate, then you might know the person deaf. They might see somebody and be like, "Ooh, that person, the woman, who the rest," and they want to know how they dance, but they feel the
Lady
beat,
backstage real hot boy, watch
right?
that.
So you wouldn't really know.
Public service adults where the backstage real hot. Lisa, hey, take the camera. Kind of little digital. So all who want to ready to have the 2 cents on the line, right? The little wines, right? All they do, oh God, I gotta ease up that. Everybody get hot. Yeah.
So Cheeks, would you be with someone who is disabled? Physically, mentally?
See the arm. My point is always the same
So
point
is
to Kyla.
Well, anyway, but
Lisa, we
anyway,
need
what
to
I was going to say is that what I was going to say is I don't think I will be in a relationship with someone with, so let me see what.
So the answer is
Maybe a physical disability. It depends on.
Listen, no, it depends.
Let me answer. Abby asked me a question, right? And I'm answering.
Listen, guys,
I am
Andy,
answering. You continue.
all you think, listen, to be really fair in this world, right? If you want to ask a gentleman a question, and this is how we answer him, you really think that's a straight answer, you know? Any question, you ask a guy any question, and the way you guys,
so you might just choose one.
You think, what you would think about it? Is that a yes or no?
It all
Because when
depends on the severity.
no,
Yes.
no.
All right. Someone like Stephen Hawkins, who saw me real attractive and approached me. Would I be able to put myself to take care of this guy, in that way, knowing that I may not have a
I'm bring my darling on this. I'm gonna bring my darling on this stage.
Hey, remember Stephen Hawking's wife left him, eh?
Kinda, look my love right here.
After she makes sure and cheat on him, she makes sure and leave him, eh? Remember that too.
Or let's still touch it. Fellas, just give listen, I go in and go out on him. Regular fellas, just give girls with disabilities a chance. More,
that is
true.
More, no, I mean real. More than only women. Or they're real and rubbish right now. Right?
Why you calling all here?
Because you all are good. Listen, you ain't getting no 1 foot man no chance.
If the man could take somebody to cook for me.
Wait. Sonali, you ain't giving. Sonali, you not giving no man or no crutches no chance, Sonali. I mean real.
And I can't lie, no.
All they can tell you tonight, you know. Tonight I'm proving my point tonight. All they can say what all they want. No.
Okay, fine. I will state it. If I have to play caregiver, no.
Talk to somebody who could answer that question. Because none of all have a disability. Well, all have mental disability. Don't forget it. Right? So,
I don't know how to meet my mic.
Kyla,
I don't know how to meet my mic. I don't know how to meet my mic.
No.
Well, we want you to talk, so you don't need it to mute. Leave it on. Leave it on. Yeah.
Where's the question, Olive? And I'm staying too long now because I'm hungry. Where's the question?
You listening?
Yes.
Is it true that regular fellas give girls who have a disability more chance?
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Now we stop it right here. You can done the live Friday. All of your girl only play. What with a disability here? She could talk.
I did not.
Of course.
And I these statements.
I done. Look at it. Kyla could vouch that in the real world, not the Nancy story or the dreaming of, that in the real world, regular fellas just give girls.
We all know that men.
Listen, I give only a whole 20 minutes to talk, right? And all I was hearing was it had to this, and if it's Stephen Hawking, and if it is according to, and only if this happened, and if he don't have this, and if he only can't. That rubbish. Kyla, talk to them for me. I come and out and speak.
Wait till that question. I want to start and I miss out piece.
Kyla, we ask them ladies if they go date a guy with a disability, and they say it depending on this, and if it's that.
All right. For me, let me answer this question for me, because I was hot with this morning when I see it. For me, I said yes, I will deal with somebody with a disability, but then talking to the individual, and I listen, because I asked all my male friends and them who have a disability, and I was saying that so I don't mind being with somebody with a disability, But then my kind of vibe now, I'm pregnant. Listen, I'm pregnant. I don't want to talk all them vibes sting on the live, but
Pick up cat this on the live one. Pick up cat this on the live.
my kind of vibes now. I was saying that helping them out, being in this situation with that. I say I would be in a relationship, but sex wise, hell no. Hell no.
See, that's what I mean. Would it be able to benefit me?
Because I asked my male friend that, I asked my male friend, because he have a disability. He said that, to be honest with you, I can't be in a relationship with you because I can't please you. Yeah.
So now you have to look within yourself to see if you you would have to look within yourself to say, all right, I'm gonna be with you regardless. So then what's gonna happen to your needs? Would you how to put it?
Right?
Carla
That
just
is
say
not-
she making sure her needs are being met. Because the thing about it is, okay, some persons, as we were saying, the severity, right? So if it have some persons, they lose total sexual functioning, right? It have some persons using wheelchairs and they still have their sexual functioning,
Just know that
right? They can
people with
still function
disability-
sexually, so it may not be.
Just
No.
know people with disability, the sex drive
Kyla.
very high. Eh? Just know
Kyla.
that.
Kyla,
What? What?
in the reality of this thing, no, Kyla would attest that regular males give special needs ladies a chance at a relationship, whether it
Of
be
course.
sexual, whether it be more than that intimate.
Of course.
If there
Of
was
course.
such thing, yeah, if there was such,
I'm in it right now, so I can testify.
you see what I'm saying? Now, how many ladies now could say that they will put themselves with somebody? No lady here.
You don't know
Nah,
that.
I mean, are you going to
Don't
give
say it.
someone who is a good man, asking a question, who is a good man, his sexual organs working, right? So he's a good man, but he has a disability. Are you going to give him a fighting chance? What's your
Good
way
man.
to the answer?
Everything good man, everything working.
Look how long.
Which means I'm
You see-
gonna benefit from it. So yeah.
Oh, we'll be learning plenty tonight. So now, are you
Yeah.
going to give his sexual organs working so you can get whatever you had to get? Are you going to give a guy, let's say like in Kyla's situation, are you going to give a guy like that a fighting chance?
But I wouldn't put myself with somebody in a wheelchair.
I'm not saying you, Kyla.
I
I'm saying
wouldn't put
to the
myself.
lady.
I wouldn't put myself with somebody in a wheelchair.
You see, though,
Oh,
you see?
no.
So you think Kyla being honest, right? And Kyla have a disability and Kyla being honest. So Sonali, are you going to, you know Kyla, right? Kyla walks
Yeah.
with coaches, right? So what
Yeah.
I'm saying, what I'm asking, and this is for all ladies on the
But I
panel,
answered already.
are you all, Chica, Sonali, and
But I
Abby,
answered you already. I shook my head.
Are you
I-
going to put yourself, or are you going to give that guy a fighting chance?
I already answered. I shook my head because I will see that guy as just as a friend or thing.
Why?
If he beyond that,
Why? We're trying to get to it. No, this is my line. Now we can get to the point. Why would you see him as not a suitable suitor? Like I have to run this interview tonight. Why you not see him as a suitable candidate? And he's saying hello, and he saying hello, Canada. You get through.
Boy, love, what's going on again?
Look what he says. Hey, Andy, only have a kind of relationship. Pick up Candy Barbara. So Candy Barbara could attest to what I'm saying as well. Because she's in a relationship as well. And the bad man and them, all the men who they say is dogs, the dogs just give them a chance. Out tonight. Remember they say all our we's dogs now. But the dogs just give ladies with special needs a fighting chance. Still, irregardless. So we have to talk more. Let me talk tonight. A hot tonight. The squad there, I run with my team tonight. See, I bring my squad, Kyla. And you see my squad? My squad coming heavy. That's the tell man. No, Chica.
You didn't even let Chica answer her question.
Nothing.
Ryan.
I was answering my question and I was cut short.
Let's let Chica
But
go ahead.
anyway.
Are you giving someone who is in Kyla's, but that's a Kyla's disability, a male, a fighting chance?
No,
Go ahead.
I will not date someone with a physical disability.
Not even a crutch itself.
Well, I hope all you're listening, because this is why I've been making my points. When the lion come and he say, woman, everybody will jump down my throat. But I always, you see, look.
It's not no look, you know. Says be honest. So where the look is what the look is
But
for.
remember, when I make statements saying women or regular women, when I make blanket statements, you all look for strength, stability, all they have to do with love. And when I make them statements, you all come up with something else. But this is real love here. When a man takes up a woman with a disability, you know that love. Because he walk in the road with her. No, it's not about that. He walk in the road with her. No. He walk in the road with you in hand in spite of what people think. That's hard, you know, Abby. It's easy to go normal with normal society. But from the moment somebody feel like myself, a man see, boy, you see the talk, he going against that, you know. He going against that is real caring. So women just talk about them as the most caring and the most this and man is the this and that. But if you do the maths on people who in relationships and why they're in the relationship, you tell me why. Because if you can't give a guy who in Kyla's position a chance, it has nothing to do with love when only picking a man. A hot tonight. Only know I comment so rough tonight. It has nothing to do with love because you can't look past the disability. It has nothing to do with love. It has to do with if the man is a strong man, he have money, he have all he hands, he stand up onto. It has to do with physicality. And women that say men, there's only look on the physical, but what ladies doing is the same thing.
Not all women. I wouldn't say that. I don't think I would.
I just ask if the man is a good man. His organs is working.
Yeah. So I would be satisfied that way. I mean, I'm gonna benefit if he could do whatever he had to do by himself, and I don't need to do
if you had to help him on the bed, because if you wear a crutch, if you using crutches, then you would know you need some assistance too, just like Kyla. So if I used to say, nah, boy, you know I would have sung bad. You know if I didn't say as a man, nah, boy, yeah. She had to get on she bed for herself. You know what I'm saying? Lion boy, you have this boy. So you ain't gonna help she on the bed, sir? I thought you like she. That is the things all they would be telling me. Oh, listen, nice. Kyla, talk to me. She can't get me.
Sure, boy.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the reason why is, and I see Andy mentioned something about being ashamed, right? Now, everybody has the right to choose their partner. That's one. Two, if it is because it have persons who they have no disability, they have everything functioning, and you still would not be attracted to them in a sexual nature, right? So sometimes persons may get into relationships and it have a, holistic thing, right? So what I'm saying is, in my case, why it is I will not date someone with a physical disability, because I always see the man as like a protector, like physically, and I may not see how it is someone using crutches or someone in a wheelchair being able to protect me physically then, right? So it's not about being ashamed, but I'm just being honest. No, I will not date someone with a physical disability. Right, and that's just my truth. That's just my honesty there.
But there is a saying when you see a woman with a disability, guy in a wheelchair, whatever, crutches, you know what the public says? She after that disability check. Know what I mean?
Yeah, the same. No. So with it,
like that, then now. With me, that's nothing like that.
No, but it have. Well, okay, so it have different sides, right? So with the woman, so now we know it have more. We always know it have more woman than man, right? So that is one. Anyway, but the thing about it is, if it is a woman gets into a relationship with somebody, especially a physical disability, they will say that man had to have real money. It has nothing to do with no disability check. It only goes so far. But it means that the man loaded, right? And if it is a man goes with a woman with a physical disability, that man take his advantages, right? So yes, it have talk both ways. Because
Right
sure,
now,
some people
right,
can say
right now,
that
right
man
now, a
take
lot of people.
advantage.
Yes, right now they're saying that man a wicked boy. That man preachy. She could hardly walk. Yes.
Oh my
But
god.
my mouth. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mouth ain't easy. My mouth ain't easy. He wasn't
I
there.
can see why they would say that. Yeah. Oh no. People would say that out loud.
She could, yeah, she could hardly mind. She said why she not read, why that man wicked to beat she and all that thing. Yes.
Yes.
I get it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I say something like that, no one ain't gonna hear it. It's just gonna be between me. Well, damn.
Yeah.
Right? So across the board. So yes, Andy, it's a people will say that women, if it is a do, go with somebody with a disability, especially of one that is physical. It don't matter what. It's a nobody ain't gonna be talking about love there. It might have some people so God that woman really love that man. Right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, they will say that the woman, and as we have learned both time and time again, if it is the man don't have no money, the woman I really want to go with it. Right? They want the man to be loaded. Right? So I think across the board, men will say here a woman when you're looking for a man with money. That's across the board. And to go with someone who has a disability, especially a physical one, where it is you have to be a caretaker. Because the thing about it is some people even talk about even acquiring a disability, right? They just will say, I can't handle, because being a caretaker is not an easy task. It's not easy. And some people think, that is small thing. It will be nothing to clean him up or clean her up, right? Because they will need, some persons may need assistance, but as I said, there are persons with physical disabilities who uses wheelchairs, crutches, right? They are able to take care of themselves. So Kyla is an example of one. She can take care of them herself. I know, he passed away now. He was blind and he used to travel and go all over, and he had 2 sons, right? And he took care, he cooking everything, right? Some people may, I know how you cooking, how you know to cook, but he was blind, right? And he was in a relationship with someone who had a visual. That person wasn't totally blind, but he could have done he bathed and everything, cleaning and thing in the house for himself, right? So it have persons who are very much capable, and as the video say, you have to see the ability. If it is you're always looking at the person, and the thing is really society is just that we have to provide the things needed for them. Inclusion, it matters, right? Nobody ain't saying it has to be in a you could choose not to even be in a relationship on a whole, right? And some people they decide to do that, and some person may say, you know what, my love is not maybe as sexy or is not platonic. It may be more the different types of love. It might be more agape. Some people might have vices, because even persons who are under 3 feet, right, they are short in stature, they will say, they consider them as persons having a disability as well, right? Even I with my short self, I pass the height for the short in stature, but some people can look at me and be like, but you have a disability. Even persons who wear glasses, just because, and their lens thick, that is a disability in itself, because they can't see without it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody have things that they will have challenges with. Like I said earlier, old woman, they have a mental disorder somewhere, somehow.
So that's
why some people may say,
I just proved the mental disorder with the question. I just proved it up to down. You know what I like about this squad here? Up to down. They still say they're going.
I said I would. But like I said, I'm not going to put myself to be doing personal care and all the heavy lifting. I'm not benefiting.
Here's another thing I realize with females. On the vex with the night, I love everybody, on it don't me. I mean nothing, I just buy love the thing. So listen, Here why I realize, right? Kyla gonna tell me if I'm wrong. So Kyla is designated that. You know how it is. So this is why I realize with women, when somebody have a disability, automatically they just stick between the age of 6 and 12. They just treat them like if there's a little child and there's 23 now, right?
Because
But they treat them
they
like
do
8.
this as what's going on.
They treat them like 8.
Yes.
Right? We're talking about a mental, we're talking about just physical disability. Nothing is wrong with up here, right? So,
Okay.
so the CD guy, and they treated him like a little baby. Oh God! And they view him as that baby. Women too. Like if you have a friend who is like Kyla age, right? You're treating Kyla like 12.
I mean, at 12. Nah, me ain't treating nobody. If it's a woman or a man, and it's a woman, I'm not saying nobody has no child. The baby.
Yeah, but I see.
And
I see. But I gonna tell you where I see Kyla. Remember that Kyla come in a certain scene, and Kyla is at a certain level. You treated she like if I was she there, you know.
Well, it wasn't me. I wasn't Kyla. Ever treated like a child?
No.
Oh.
And I hear that. I really hear that. Trust me. I
So
hear that.
you default to the nurturing. So when like you default to nurturing mode now. When it's a regular human with needs and wants and desires, just like any other person.
So, Lion, you said you're gonna date someone with
I give anybody a chance to run in, and you see the thing with is only asking me. I go get anybody a chance. Because here you are
any skirt pass you're going.
No, it's not any skirt. If you thinking wrong, I say a chance. Remember, I ask if it's a good. Remember my question to you all. You see all you done go on this thing? You see the mental disorder? I ask you all a decent question. I ask if the gentleman is a good man, he organs working, and he have a physical disability like Kyla. That is what the question I ask. And I see, I give them a fighting chance because it's a good person, right? And I consider they will say lie, but the majority, as Kyla would say, we males
would
give.
you pursue a woman with a disability?
Yes.
In a wheelchair?
Why not?
In a wheelchair?
Why wouldn't I?
That's the question I like to ask. In a wheelchair? Yeah, because I have to run from that.
I wouldn't mind that neither. My sister in a wheelchair. If my sister, Kyla, you know that. So if my sister with good brain decide to have a little friend, what's wrong with that? She had to beat it. Just like how people that say big girls need love too. Just like how people that say big girls need love too. So why we can't say girls with disabilities need love too? Why we can't make that slogan?
But I just always say that everybody wants love. Everybody,
right.
Nobody,
so
I ain't even say no to that.
Ladies, that guys with disability need love too.
So, Chica, question.
Nobody ain't say no to that either. Nobody said no to that.
It's a good person, and we vibing. You see, because just like a regular relationship. All right, let me ask a question. Abby, me and you going up, right? We gonna need more. Right? Let me say we going up a flight of stairs, you trip and I grab you, twist your ankle, and for the rest of the walk, I have to help you walk. Should I just say, because you can't walk now, we done?
No.
Right? It's the same help you will give to somebody who normal anyway. If it is she trying to climb up a stair, and you just help the young lady up the stairs or help she across, even though she have, she doesn't have a disability. But at that point in time, she not able. She disabled. That didn't mean a disability, Not able. It have something blocking your path, and you're not able to cross the threshold. The meaning of disability has nothing to do with what we just talked about. I work with young people with disabilities for about 12 years of my life.
That's so true.
Disability is not what we're talking about. That is the terminology. Are you ready for Rasta yet? I come from this thing. That is the terms. Why I was hearing cerebral palsy, blind, deaf. That is the terms to describe.
Right. Have you ever dated
Yes.
someone?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you. I come prepared
Did
for
you?
you.
Oh, serious? I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know too.
Kyla, Kyla, we go about this. You see, that's the thing.
I want to know.
Kyla,
Of
we're
course.
going to talk one side or on that, we're going to talk that. What I'm saying, relations, just like another relationship. If you have been with a guy and all, it didn't last. It had nothing to do maybe with what it didn't last, right?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So give somebody a chance. I never said my olive boy married. Listen, just give them a chance. It may or may not work out, but to deny them the chance, that's bias. Regardless of the reason why you're doing it, it's still a bias because Kyla need her crutches because what limiting her is something physical. But the disability that you call cerebral palsy is the term used to describe.
We get that.
Cerebral palsy is not Kyla. Kyla is Kyla.
So,
and we cannot take the disability or the terminology and mend it to the person. We have to separate it. The disability is not the individual.
we get that.
Because when I started to coach them boys how much years ago, I was told that they can't learn nothing, they're dumb, they can't do nothing. That is why I was told, and you know what? As when my sister called me, the people in the center at the time I wasn't working was saying these guys they just give trouble in class, they're dumb, they don't learn nothing. And when my sister told me that, I said, come in. I used to take time from work to do such things. Yeah? Because time I hear the saying is the disability. We stop believing in them. So we can't be a part of this world, even though you might have your hang-ups. I'm not telling you to change your mind, I'm telling you to change your mind. But what I'm saying is that stop putting the limiting factor and giving it tying it to the person. Just as how if you walk in and some dust fly in your eye and you can't see where you're going, an eye there, and I can help you navigate the earth because hey, I care.
Yeah,
I care about you. I care about you. And let me say, after that dust blow in your eye, you're going by the eye doctor that tell you you're partially blind. And I say, girl, not me, nah. Just like all the talking, I expect a woman to see where she going and protect me and well, as we say. Then the basis in which you're selecting a mate has nothing to do with love. That's what I'm saying. Moving forward.
Of course, it have to do with love. You have to have that kind of connection in order to get into. Am I right or am I right? You have to have that connection with someone to bypass that the physical appearance to get into a relationship with them. I don't know. I'm just talking for me.
Well, I've heard everything Lion said.
What right? And it's a matter of choice. It really is a matter of choice. Yeah, let's say if it is you choose to be with someone with a disability, that's all well and good, right? Once it is you know that you're not with the person for any ulterior motives, just as being in a relationship with somebody without a disability, right? Know why it is you are getting into a relationship with someone. And it shouldn't, and the next thing too is not about feeling. You don't want that you develop a relationship with someone out of pity either. Because sometimes that's people develop relationships out of pity. If it is really being in a relationship with somebody with a disability, be with them because they actually really want to. You care. You're not forcing yourself, or you're not feeling sorry for them and say, but no, nobody will want to be with him or nobody want to be with her, and you just get yourself involved, and then it doesn't work, right? So it's all based on choice. So Sonali, I see that you're back inside, right? Some persons, it may not be any. Some persons may say no, really and truly. It come like some people, they don't want to be with. They might not want to be with a tall man. It have some women like short men, right? It have some women. It have some men who like short girls or they like tall girls, right? So I mean, people do have their preferences, and no one is to be right. So can you say, but at the end of the day, not everyone with disability. It comes with much understanding. I think that's understanding someone without a disability is easy. Think about having to, especially when it comes to communication barriers, right? When it's somebody who may be deaf, who has a speech impediment or impairment. You have a lot of persons, they may not be able to form sentences. They may stutter and, a lot. So that is actually considered a disability, right? So you might say, well, I can't handle this. So now you said earlier, she's going to let dyslexia slide. But then some people, spelling is a major thing for them. And they mightn't be able to handle, I don't understand what they're trying to say here, right? So it have a lot of things that come with varying disabilities. It have communication barriers, physical barriers, but it's all if it is you give access then. It's all about the access. If it is you're willing to, no problem. So people, it was deep, right? And it's all a matter. It's really all a matter of choice. So Andy, Candy, Kyla, good night, Shamil. Everybody who logged in, thanks for joining us. I know Abby maybe still thinking, could I really be with someone with a disability? Yeah, something. Right, so it was night. You'll look up for ladies' night tomorrow at 7 p.m. CT. We're talking about who have more baggage, whether it's men or women who have more baggage. That's the topic for tomorrow night.
I think I will stay my distance. What are we going?
Right. Good night.
And it's Burn Team England, baby. Let's go. Abby from England here, giving shout outs to my boy Lion and